Hey guys, welcome in. J-Mac the Bearded One here with you. Welcome to the Four Bros Radio Show. Right now there's three of us. We'll be joined in a few minutes by our fourth bro. Mess around's running a little late tonight, but he'll be here before we get too far into the show. And when he comes in, we will welcome him to the show. But right now, let's go with who is here. To my right, probably maybe my left if you're watching from a different angle. Who the hell knows? But the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Crispy Bacon. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. How's everybody doing?
All right. And then below both of us, I don't know, it's to the left, to the right, to the corner. It doesn't freaking matter. He's below both of us. Double Dirty Big B. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. And, I got to say that intro I've been listening to, I like it, but it's missing something. I don't know what it is. And are you calling Crispy Bacon Sir Crispy Bacon or Syrup Crispy Bacon?
Syrup
Crispy Bacon. All right, that's what we should start calling it. Syrup Crispy Bacon. All right.
Yeah, Syrup Crispy Bacon. Yes. All right. Well, guys, how was your week? Mentally, physically, work-wise, personal life-wise, sports-wise. How was your week?
Wasn't too bad.
For me, it was different, trying to get adjusted to some new life changes I got to make. Work has been picking up a little bit, a couple of issues here and there, but, hopefully I can work through that. Sports-wise, to me, it's kind of a dead point right now because I'm not much of a basketball guy, somewhat of a hockey guy, just haven't been able to watch, but March Madness is around the corner, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. It'd been nice to watch some spring training baseball, but we know where that's at right now. So I got to pull out probably the PS4 and start playing some MLB The Show. So
sure.
So yeah, that's what my week is.
All right, and we'd like to welcome into the show Mess Around Dave. How you doing tonight, man?
I am fantastic. How are you boys?
We're good. We were just kind of talking about how our weeks were, mentally, physically, work-wise, life-wise, sports-wise. Just kind of throwing it around to talk about anything to start out the show. How was your week?
Well, it was okay. You had the Willie Aaron Rodgers saga stuff going on. He's just trolling the sports world is what he's doing.
I would tend to agree. I think it's – look, I'm the biggest Brett Favre fan in the world. Obviously, my dog's name is Favre, so you can guess that. And we all know how Favre was at the end. Now, he had a reason to be pissed because Green Bay was going to make him fight for his job, whatever. And he became a little bit of a prima donna once he went to New York. I'll agree with you on that, as big of an idol of mine as he was. I honestly never thought we would see someone that was a bigger prima donna than Brett Favre in Green Bay. Anyway,
don't get me started.
Okay, in Green Bay. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be here all night if you get me started on that guy.
Right. On which guy? Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're saying
no comment.
I'm asking which one. Which one would you go off all night about? Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers. I can go off on him all night. Brett Favre, I love that guy. Even though he's a Packer, I love watching him play.
Yeah.
Rodgers, every time I see him play, I hope he drops back and gets hurt. Not really.
It's okay. I mean, it's okay to feel that way. It's funny. You guys ever seen that thing on Jimmy Kimmel where he makes like the celebrities read the mean tweets that have been said about him?
Yes.
Yep.
My favorite one is still with Tom Brady. Even though I can't stand Tom Brady, I respect the guy. But my favorite one is from him. He's reading this mean tweet that this guy sent out, and it says, "F you, Tom Brady. I hate you. I hope that your dog eats chocolate and throws up and gets really sick. And he's like, okay, I'm going to stop this right here because you can hate me all you want, but don't you bring my dog into this. He didn't do anything.
I'm going to have to watch that clip. I don't think I've seen that one yet.
Tom
Yeah.
Brady's pretty savage when he has to be.
Yeah. But he's right. Like, why you got to bring people's dog into it? They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They don't,
Yeah.
you know?
Don't bring the family
so-
stuff into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we know how much Dave does not like Aaron Rodgers, but what would Dave do if not next season? Because we know the Packers wouldn't trade him to Green Bay, but like
Don't
in
say
2
it,
years
Laura.
he
Don't say it, Laura.
signs with the Bears. What would
Oh,
what
Laura,
would
you said
you
it.
do? What if he won you guys a Super Bowl? What would you do?
I told you to leave it alone, Laura. Laura, leave it alone. You're not answering that question.
Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny.
No, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I want Rodgers to stay right where he's at. So when we beat the Packers, it's with him on the team. I don't want to do it.
Joe
I
His own
agree with
Bears.
you too. I mean, but I got the same question when Favre came to Minnesota. Well, you guys hated him, when he was in Green Bay. Now he's on the verge of winning the Super Bowl. I'm like, I didn't hate him when he was in Green Bay. Yeah, I mean, I hated the rivalry and stuff, but you can't disrespect the guy's game. And yeah, I hope he would have won a Super Bowl here, but
But it seemed like
How are you going to hate a
Steve Carson
quarterback
was
that
fun.
gets so excited? He runs 75 yards down the field and picks up his teammate and fireman
Yeah.
carries him.
How
He
do
had
you
more fun.
Well, to me, how do you get mad at a quarterback? And I get I'm being a homer because he's my idol, but how do you get mad at a quarterback who looked like he was just playing in the backyard and didn't care? He'd
Yep.
throw 5 interceptions in a game, and he'd still go
Yep.
out there and fire the ball down the field. He didn't care.
He did
no,
not.
he
He
didn't.
played his own game.
No,
He
and that's
played
what I
his own
loved
game.
about him. The guy, I mean,
And here's the-
like second, third, and goal, on the 2-yard line. Brett Favre's going to roll out and fake the pass, run it in, or they're going to key on the run, and then he's going to do that stupid shuttle pass and get a touchdown. I mean,
Right.
the guy was clutching within the side of the 3-yard line. I mean,
Well, here's what gets me is everyone talks about how Rodgers doesn't throw interceptions, right? And we all know Favre threw more picks than
Yep.
anyone else in NFL history.
Yep.
But what the stats that matter to me is wins, right? First off,
Agreed.
they both won 1 Super Bowl. Favre went to 2, so
Yep.
Rodgers can't even say that yet. And on top of
You can
that,
blame Brian Bostic for that one.
yeah. But whatever. Don't put it in their hands. That's all I could say.
yep,
Right.
exactly.
But my other point on that is if you go through their first 100 career starts in Green Bay, they are both 78 and 22.
Wow.
Both
Yep.
of them. And look at the different look at the difference in stats. So not throwing interceptions doesn't mean everything. Looks like we got a viewer commenting, Cody. I'm sorry on the last name, man. Duzinski. I hope I said that right, Cody. Sorry if I butchered the last name, but Duzinski. And welcome. Thanks for tuning in tonight. We kind of got off a little bit off topic of what we were talking about, but talking about our weeks, how everything went this week. But guys, I got to ask you a
That's
question.
sports.
So we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it over under tonight. I'm just going to ask a simple question. See who gets this answer right.
Okay.
How many quarterbacks that have started 50 games or more in the NFL have thrown 0 pick sixes?
1.
Wow. That's. Do you know the right answer, J-Mac, or
I do know the right answer.
I'm thinking
Okay.
1.
50 starts, 0 pick sixes? God,
I'm gonna say
currently or
Campbell
all
on
time?
one hand. I'm gonna say 5.
Are we talking currently or all time?
All time. Probably since the 1970 merger. That's when most stats go back to.
Oh God.
Okay.
Super Bowl era.
Yeah, I gotta go with Chris. I gotta think it's in between 1 and 5, but I'm gonna go with Chris to say 1.
Well, you're both right. It's 1.
Is it really 1? Wow.
It
I
is
would just
1.
get-
And actually, the name I'm about to name off, Dave is going to
What
lose
team?
his mind. I'm not even kidding.
Is it Jay Cutler?
Patrick Mahomes.
It's Jay Cutler.
Oh my God, I knew it.
It's
Jay
not Jay
Cutler?
Cutler. There was no way
no.
it's Jay Cutler. No. But the name I'm going to say is going to surprise all of you. The one quarterback that started 50-plus games since 1970 and never thrown a pick six is Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, it's another Bear. Yeah. That's because he hasn't played long enough yet.
And that's well, with the 50 starts, but that's the guy they passed over to get, or they passed Mahomes over to get, right, Dave?
Yes.
Yeah, don't remind me. But at the same time, they didn't know what Mahomes is going to be. It's a
That
crapshoot.
is true.
So-
you are right.
Since we're talking Chicago sports, I got to ask another question. How the hell does everyone from Chicago keep getting jobs?
Yeah.
Because they got friends in high places.
Houston, like they signed Lovie Smith as their coach, which Lovie
Nagy
Smith,
goes back to KC.
right? Lovie Smith is a very good defensive coordinator. Always
He
has
should
been,
never
always will
fired in
be.
the first place from Chicago.
But he's not a good head coach. He was never a good head coach. He's a great defensive coordinator. I would hire him any day as my defensive coordinator, but not a head coach. That's my opinion.
He was
And
good
it's not,
for us.
Or Santa Claus.
it's not because he's a
Well, the
Chicago
defense
head
carried
coach.
him, yeah.
Yeah, it's not because he's a Chicago head coach. I just don't think he was that great as head coach, but defensive coordinator, yes. But the one that surprised me, Matt Nagy going back to Kansas City doesn't surprise me. The one that surprised me is how in the hell does Ryan Pace get a job?
Wait, he got a job.
Yes,
Yeah, with Kansas
guess,
City.
I didn't hear
guess
about
who's
that.
no. That was Matt Nagy that went back to Kansas
Oh, yeah.
City, Chris. Do you know who signed
Did
Ryan
he go back
Pace?
to New Orleans?
No. Nope. I'm getting there.
Dolphins.
Let me get there. I'm building it up.
Okay.
He is now the lead talent personnel specialist. Okay? Think of that title for Ryan Pace for the Houston Texans. You tell me how in the hell, like, what does that say to your fan base? To me, that tells your fan base we suck and we know it and we don't want to get any better.
Well, his problem was his first and second round picks always sucked. Outside of Roquan Smith, he nailed them in the later rounds. In his free agency, he's crappy at bringing in the right guys in free agency. So
Yeah, to me,
I don't know how he got another
I mean,
gig.
to me, that's just telling you, Houston fans, like, we're going to suck for another 10 years and we don't care.
All right. And speaking of, J-Mac, you kind of, head scouting, whatever Pace's new job is. I got to give a little heat to my Vikings here. Why? And most teams do this. Why do we have to have, the head coach, the assistant head coach, an assistant head coach to that guy, the offensive coordinator, assistant offensive coordinator, and now you got a run specialist coach, a pass specialist coach, a special teams coach, an assistant special teams coach. I mean, it's just like, okay, we're making up job titles to get people jobs. I mean, I'm waiting to hear we got the water boy, now we got an assistant water boy, and then, it just seems like we got too many these positions are just getting ridiculous.
You know what it is. It's all about getting your friends a job.
I guess.
but okay. But also think of do you know what I heard about a water boy the other day?
What's that?
Do you know what their annual salary is?
A lot.
Oh, pretty
Probably
good.
a year.
They make $55,000 a year.
Wow.
I'm like, where do I apply?
For 16 games?
Speaking of applying for jobs, guess what I did? I applied for that nap time job.
For the what job?
Take a nap every day for 30 minutes or more. Or
Oh,
something.
hey, there
Oh,
you go.
you did?
There
Did you
go.
really?
Yeah, I applied for that.
Awesome.
I'm still waiting to hear
But
back.
yeah,
from
no,
them.
I'm just waiting for a team to have okay, we're gonna have an assistant quarterbacks coach, and we're gonna have an assistant left-handed quarterback coach to teach them the game. I mean, it just seems like these coaching staffs are just growing.
Yeah. Well, I have something that I want to call out all the Green Bay Packer fans on, but I want to do that after we take a quick break and go to our advertisers for tonight. So, Chris, roll that beautiful bean
Roll
footage.
out.
K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
All right. And thanks for that. Thanks for our sponsors. We couldn't do it without them. We couldn't do it without you guys watching and listening. We appreciate every one of you. We're back here with the Four Bros Radio Show on Friday night. It's the 25th of February in the year 2022. Crazy word. Talking some NFL tonight. We're going to get to baseball in just a minute because we got a lot to say about that too. Well, Sarge, we're glad you're watching us. Sad you can't be with us tonight, but our thoughts are with you as well as your family is enduring your tough time, and our thoughts are with you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Come back soon.
Mhm.
So, little last thing on the NFL. I just want to call out Green Bay Packer fans, and I don't do this a whole lot because I don't go off of my team a lot. But I'm going to tell all you obviously not diehard Packer fans. You complain because we signed the Raiders' interim head coach to be our new special teams coordinator, and you complain because the Raiders were never top 5 in special teams. Why would we sign him? Well, you know what the Raiders were in special teams with him as their special teams head
Were
coach?
they like last?
No,
First.
they ranked between 7th and 15th every year that he was their special teams coach. Do you know where Green Bay has ranked in the last 10 years? Our highest
Yeah, that's what I'm
place
talking about,
finish
Green
in the last 10 years is 30th in the NFL in special teams. In the last 10 years. And we're going to complain that we signed a guy that's not top 5? Give me a break.
Get out of here.
I'll take 20 at this point, okay?
And wasn't he like a game away from making the playoffs as an interim head coach? So
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
If
just
they would have
saying.
tied,
Like, damn. Just, I'll take 20th at this point.
yep.
you know what the problem is with most Packers fans? They
No, but
don't
you're
like
about
the
to
fact
tell
they've
me.
had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks for 40 years
Oh,
and they
man.
have 2 titles to show for it.
Man, I could go on about that, and I could tell you
Yep.
how fortunate we've been as Packer fans because they just need to get over it. I mean, most teams don't have 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks all time,
Yep.
and Green Bay had 2 back-to-back, and we actually have 3 with Bart Starr thrown in there. We have 3 all-time in team history. So stop bitching.
Well, yeah, you could be like Minnesota, and I believe since Dante Culpepper left, the Vikings have had at least 23 different starting quarterbacks.
Dang.
Preaching to the choir, brother.
Yeah.
I know.
And then
Dave.
you have the Bears, who are the only team. I was talking about this with someone at work today. The Bears were founded in 1920.
Mhm.
Think about that. They've
The-
been a
the
team
year-
for 102 years. I'll let you
Yeah.
finish in a minute, Chris. But 102 years, 102 seasons, and the Bears in 102 years have never had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards in a season.
Nope.
In 102 years.
What's the shitty part about that is that was for a 16-game season. And the last
Yes.
thing they had to do was 2 years ago, so it's never going to happen in the
It's never going to
unless you
happen.
go back to 16 weeks.
And guess what? That's so bad. That is so bad because that means that Jacksonville, who's only been a team since '95, Carolina, who's only been a team since '95, and Houston, who's been a team since 2002, have all beat Chicago at that.
And Detroit. I mean,
And one more thing, real quick, before we get to baseball. Jay Cutler, the year before he came to Chicago in Denver, threw for 4,400 yards and 29 touchdowns in Denver. Then he came to
Yep.
Chicago and threw for 3,300 and 19 touchdowns.
hey,
He never
sorry,
talked about that
Chris
one.
Winkie was a good quarterback. He was from Minnesota. Stop it.
Chris Winkie, Jesus, my
Yeah.
ass.
Spin the
No,
Danucci.
No,
Danucci.
Chris
Chicago-
Winkie won a game by throwing 5 passes, okay?
Oh, he didn't have to do much. Just turn around and hand the ball off. He did what he
He
had
did
to
that
do.
last without Mac Jones. Who did that?
Mac Jones threw 7 passes, or I had a
Oh,
solid finish, maybe. He
Yeah,
was 1 in
Chicago's-
15 that year. Yeah.
Chicago's been around.
Anyway,
as long as the
let's spend
NFL.
the last time on the show here to talk about baseball. Talk about how Chris and I were talking about this a little before. how you're going to lose so many fans in baseball if you cancel games this year.
Yep.
If you cancel,
Yeah.
this will be 2 times in 3 years. And granted, we also talked about this, how the pandemic played a portion of it the first time. However, we all know as avid baseball fans that we could have played more than 60 games that year if
Yep.
Man Clown hadn't been around.
Yep.
Because that year was the year when all the players were pushing for at least 100 games. And they said, you tell us when and where to show up and we'll be there. And they were willing to play.
Yep.
But Man Clown wouldn't make the decision until we're down to 60 games left. So, yes, the pandemic played part of that. But
he came out and said he wasn't going to play anything less or more than 60 games or whatever he ended up playing.
And that's all I'm saying is we could have had more games that year. So, yes, pandemic played part of it, but we still could have had 100 games. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
And this year, you're going to get people pissed if they have to wait to watch baseball this year. Baseball's America's pastime. There's nothing more. So, rock and roll, baseball, and apple pie.
And
Is
apple
there
pie.
any more 3 things that are more American than those 3 things? No. Those are America.
Pornhub. Pornhub. Oh, never mind.
Just saying.
Oh,
Fire Manfred. Yeah, we're all on that bandwagon,
Yeah.
Tim, for sure. We need to fire Man Clown.
I
And
mean,
Cody
they're
Cody
so
says
far
this is why I'm a
away
hockey
right
fan.
now.
And Cody, I'm a hockey fan too, and I agree with you. But hockey's had its turn at a lockout.
NFL.
Honestly cared about hockey until the playoff time, though.
Yeah.
No, I mean the Stanley Cup is pretty great, for sure.
But I mean, it's not that they're in the same neighborhood on coming to an agreement. They're miles apart, and their deadline is what, 3 days away
Monday.
now?
Yeah.
Monday, yeah.
So I mean,
What happened?
I just don't get it, and maybe it's just me, but if I knew a contract was coming up and needed to negotiate a new one, I would not wait till the last minute
No.
to be negotiating. I'd be negotiating all year long, try to get something done, get a plan in place. But, Manfred, Man Clown, whatever. I mean, you got to put it on right now. You almost have to put it on both sides right now because neither one, I mean, they're not giving in, which, okay, I give you props to, but you're on the verge of losing, at least the first month of the season right now.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's a bunch of billionaires fighting with millionaires.
Yep.
Pretty much. But here's the thing now. This could be a silver lining, and I'm not saying I want baseball to get canceled. But think about this, gentlemen. If we lose some games, which at this point I think we're going to, I think we need to face the facts we're going to. During that time, should we televise college baseball and college softball?
Oh, yeah. Little League Baseball. Come on, let's throw that in there.
I'll tell you what, the Little League World Series is my favorite baseball to
I
watch
love it. I love it.
all year. The reason for that is because those kids are out there because they love baseball.
For the love of the game.
Heck, let's televise the Wiffle Softball League I've been seeing on TikTok and some of these other media outlets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, so not to get off topic here, but I was watching ESPN2 the other day, and they were playing some weird-ass sport. It's called Tech-Ball. Have you heard of it? It's like volleyball, like table tennis style. But you can't use the same part of your body to hit the ball.
Really?
After you hit it with that part before. You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
It was really weird.
Huh.
okay.
Interesting.
Look it up. Check it out. It's interesting.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely will.
So here's a question I got for you guys, and it's been brought up on local radio here, kind of as a joke, but the more I think about it, it might come true. Do we see baseball in 10 years?
I don't think so. Not
yeah.
at the rate this is.
Where do we see it in 10 years?
Yeah.
Probably right back where they are now, fighting with each other again.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a popular sport, but I can see a big decline. Especially if they lose games and lose fans this year. In 10 years,
Oh,
baseball is going to be secondary or third. Down the. it's not going to be as popular, I don't think.
I mean, it won't be.
I was so mad when they locked out in '94 because my White Sox were going to win it all, and then they.
No, the Expos were going to win it all in '94. No,
Okay, it was going to be the White
No.
Sox Expos in World Series, but the White Sox had a good team that year.
and you feel, and I feel the worst for Montreal fans that year
Right.
because they honestly, some of the players they had on that team,
Yep.
like they were taking it to the World Series, and they were the
Yeah.
best. They were called the best team that never was. They were what, like 74-29 when they locked out or something.
Is that,
I mean,
is
they
that
were
when
insane.
Johnson and
They had, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they had
Pedro?
Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Larry Walker was on the
Yep.
team.
yep.
They had
They
a
were
hell of a team.
stacked.
They were stacked, and
Yeah.
yeah, they were the best team that never was. That's for sure.
And just think about how long it took baseball to get back to where it is now today.
Till 1998, and do you know what happened in '98? Bud Selig, after they came back in '95, he said, "I don't care about steroids anymore. I want baseball
The
back."
juice
Think
to
about what
baseball.
he did in '98. He
Chick
let
stick long ball.
Oh man, okay. We all know that they were both juiced. We all know that they both were on steroids. Okay, McGuire and Sosa that year. But tell me, was that not the greatest summer of baseball in your
Oh, yeah.
lifetime? Watching that home run chase.
Well, especially
knew
when
that-
it came down to the last few home runs. It's like every day it was like, oh, McGuire hit 61. Oh, Sosa hit 62. Oh, McGuire hit 62. Sosa hit
You knew
63.
the guys were juicing back then when you had a guy like Brady Anderson from the Orioles hit 50 homers. Dude never hit more than 30 in a season before that.
Yeah, or after that.
Or after that, true.
But that was the greatest summer of baseball that I can think of in my lifetime was 1998. It brought the fans back to baseball. And now here we are again. And now here we are again 25 years later, and we're doing the same fight. What are you going to do this time to bring?
Steroid testing in.
Yeah. And they're dropping steroid testing. I mean, this is insane.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Christy, thanks for hanging out tonight. Griffey was hanging around in that
Hi.
chase he was. And I will tell you that I don't think, Tim, I don't think Griffey ever juiced. I wouldn't put him in that category.
Oh,
Because
without a doubt.
his numbers were pretty consistent his entire career. So
And mess around saying Brady Anderson. I don't know if Brady Anderson juiced or if he just had a hell of a season. I don't know. I mean,
pretty fishy. You go from 9-30 to.
well, no, I
50,
get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, but it's just like I didn't see any growth in him over the years. So, I mean, if he was, he was.
No, I'm just
I
saying.
ain't gonna lie. So,
True. So one thing I wanted to hit on quick, Chris and I kind of talked about this
Yeah.
before the show, is we did have a football draft. If anyone paid attention to that, we had the USFL draft.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I totally missed it.
We did.
It was all.
And I
kinda like how they did it.
I like how they did it. So what they did mess around is they did it in the rounds. You could only pick certain positions in the rounds.
yep.
Wow.
So like
quarterback.
round one was you had to pick a quarterback round one.
Yep.
He,
And then
Kyle
round two-
Sloter,
Right,
first
and then
round draft pick.
was he a Viking?
He was, yeah.
And then rounds 2 through 4, you could only pick edge rushers or defensive ends.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
So I mean, you could only pick certain players in certain rounds, which I like because that balances out. That balances out where you can't draft 5
Question.
straight running backs.
Did they say the punters and kickers for last?
Yes.
The punters and kickers were round 32 and 33, and then
Yeah.
round 34 was tight ends and halfbacks, and then round 35 was long snappers.
That's too bad. You wouldn't see kicker get in the first round like Janikowski did.
Right.
But
What was
but it
crazy
kinda-
to me, though, is they didn't draft any wide receivers until the 13th through 17th round.
Holy crap.
Well, but I mean, it's not like they're going early either. I mean, they dedicated, so you know the receivers are all there. I mean,
Yeah. I was looking at some of these, and some of these guys used to play in the NFL, so there is some of them that are trying to fight their way back up there. There was a few that I noticed, like the one quarterback Chris, help me out. What did I say his name was? Tiamu.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He was with the Panthers. He got a couple starts for the Panthers. He was from the AAF, I believe, is where he came from.
Sorry,
Yeah, and Kyle
Slaughter.
Kyle Solder, and then Kyle Laletta, who led the preseason in passing yards back in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Paxton Lynch also got drafted.
Where did he end up going?
He ended up going to – let me pull it up here.
Because he just got released too. So
Yeah, he got released in Canada.
yeah, that's
got
what
released
it
in
was,
Canada the day before the draft, by the way.
Yep.
Tell me that kind of wasn't planned.
You remember when the
no, they
Broncos
said it
picked up
was.
the first round?
They said
Thought he
it
was gonna be
was.
the next big thing.
Paxton Lynch went to the Michigan Panthers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to say, I kind of like the New Orleans Breakers, I think they're called, jerseys and color scheme. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I like the name. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like it too. Just some guys that I was looking at before the show that got drafted, guys that may not make it back to the NFL, but these are guys that played in the NFL. There's like I had them pulled up. Give me a second, I'll find them. But it was interesting.
You can run the ad again if you need to.
Yeah. No, we're good. I'm pulling them up right now. But
Okay.
there was a few that I'm that it's interesting to see that they're making their way back into football. I think some of them got Tywan Jones, if anyone remembers him, he was a linebacker a few years ago in the NFL. I think for I want to say he played for the Falcons.
His name sounds familiar.
At linebacker, yeah, he got drafted by
I saw
the
one
Michigan
article-
Panthers as well.
I saw one article where they said they were breaking down the draft, and there was talk that there was a lot of West Virginia players with ties to that got drafted in this new league.
At kicker, the most well-known name is Nick Rose. He kicked in the NFL a few years ago. And let's catch up on some comments here. What Christy, no wide receivers till the 13th to 17th round. Damn. How many players drafted in the NFL used to be in NFL practice squads? A lot. I looked that stat up. It was like 65% that were on NFL practice squads at some point.
Wow.
Tim Becker says, "Go Michigan Panthers." Tim Fielder says the Commanders should be USFL. I agree with that. And the other one we missed is 25 years later, Major League Baseball is being run by assholes. Well, I can agree with that, Christy. So we can all agree with that one. Sean Poindexter, he was a wide receiver in the NFL a few years ago.
I thought it was on the Revenge of the Nerds.
Right.
That's funny.
Got his pocket protector on.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so I mean, guys that never really got a shot in the NFL. Some of them did, some of them didn't. Some were on practice squads, which is so good for them. I mean, they get to play professional football.
Yep.
So congratulations to them. USFL will start here soon. Some stuff coming up for Coast to Coast is we have signed the official contract to be the streaming partner for the Women's Football League. We will start streaming some of their practices here in March. We will have some inside interviews from the players themselves on the practice field. We'll have full press access to that. So check that out. I think that's going to be exciting.
Are we still going to Medburg?
I think so. I'm trying to work it out. I'll get you the dates and let's go to Medford. Let's do this thing.
Let's
it should
do
be
it.
fun. So that'll be great. So much coming up and such a great show we got going on right now. So we are going to do rapid fire. We will never not have that segment on this show. I think it's everyone's favorite segment. I got some great questions for you guys tonight. I'm going to take the lead on that one and ask you guys some questions. Anyone who's watching for the first time, this is a staple on this show. I think that everyone watches for this part. Sounds like cool stuff is happening for C2C. I agree, Christy. And Christy, you tell us your thoughts, but everybody loves rapid fire, and I know that's part of the reason you're watching tonight too.
There we go. Mess around can say next.
Get your TikTok moment ready.
Yes. So let's go with Big B first tonight.
All right.
Have you ever worn your underwear 2 days in a row?
Oh, yeah, I have.
I think every man has. I don't think there's any man that could say he hasn't done it. Although Dragon Viper would probably say he's never done it because he's never done anything like that.
If they do, they're lying.
Then you got some people that are like, well, I wear it 4 times. I'll wear it front and back. No, I'll turn them inside out and I'll wear them front and back. And it's just like, come on. Really?
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. Even Christy Wilson says rapid fire is fun. You're all going to get 3 questions tonight just because I'm feeling generous. So another one for you is, have you ever hidden a snack somewhere where no one else would find it so you could eat it later?
Oh, yeah. Yes. And now I got an 8-year-old boy. I definitely got to hide my style.
Let's see. One a good one. Do you own Bitcoin?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Crispy Bacon, you're next.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Would you sacrifice a loved one to save a dozen strangers?
Ooh.
Either way, you're an
I
asshole.
Right?
You'll lose.
I know, right? I don't,
Oh. So what's your answer? Yes or no?
No, I don't know.
No. Okay. If a stranger told you that they knew the deepest, darkest secrets that your parents ever had, would you want to know what they were?
Probably not. No.
Even if Big B agrees, no, I wouldn't want to know.
You were adopted.
Oh.
That would scare me.
Would you want to be a multimillionaire if it meant you never found true love?
I don't know.
Big B's not holding back on that one.
What's love got to do with it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I'd be singing that song all the way to the bank. What's
Right?
love got to do with it?
Got to do with it.
Okay, so that was Crispy Bacon's mess around. Are you ready?
Do it.
All right. If you knew the world was ending in 30 minutes, do you know what you would do in that half hour?
Y'all know what I'm doing. I'm taking a nap.
One last
I hope everything's okay when I wake up.
One last snap. That is freaking awesome. That's great. Mess around and take one last nap.
Oh, the world's going to end. I'm going to go sleep.
Look, you're gonna die anyway. I'm taking a nap.
If you
That's
smelled bad,
moment.
yeah, it's got to be a TikTok moment. If you smelled bad, would you want someone to tell you?
If I smell bad, when I want someone to tell me. Yeah, I would. I wouldn't want to walk around smelling like it, but at the same time, you kind of feel like an asshole for telling the person.
Right? Right? That's what I'm saying.
Hey, bro, I'm sorry you kind of stink that you might want to get deodorant.
Right? Oh, last one would be, if you could gain magical powers, but it meant you had to lose one of your 6 senses, would you want magical powers?
You know what? Give me that power. I'm taking it. I'll lose my taste of my sense of smell. Because there's some bad smells out there you don't want to smell anyway. So
No, that's true. That's true. All right. That'll do it for rapid fire tonight. Do it for the show, I think. Let's go run and give everyone 30 seconds, and we'll get out of here for the evening. Chris, start us off, man. Give us 30 seconds.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and tuning in. Great things coming to Coast. We got an interview coming up on Tuesday for On Deck, and, just stay with Coast to Coast.
All right. Big B.
Yeah, just like Chris said, Tuesday, 7 o'clock Central. Right now we got the Vice President of Media Relations for the AAA Ball Club, the St. Paul Saints, joining us. And thanks for everybody tuning in. Tim and Tim Hendricks and Chrissy and Cody, thank you guys for all joining. Without you, we wouldn't have a show, so thank you.
That's right. That's right. And mess around, Dave.
hold on. I got you. I got to unmute that. There we go. I'm ready now. Sarge, this one's for you and your family. Prayers.
Yes, we all want to wish Sarge the best. We can't wait to have you back on the show.
Yes.
Best to you and your family. Hope you're holding up okay. Wish you the best. But without further ado, I'm going to say that we could not do this show without you. Like Big B said, we thank all you viewers, all you listeners. This is great. Lifelong dreams being lived right in front of your very eyes. This is all we've ever wanted to do, and we get to do it with you every Monday and Friday. And we thank you all. You guys on this show wouldn't want to do it with anyone else. You guys are my brothers from another mother. And best show on the network, in my opinion. I love doing it. So we'll see you all on the other side.